Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Fallout 3. Last time we tackled the National Mall, the Museum of Technology, the Washington Monument to install the relay dish and complete Galaxy News Radio. Today we're finally heading to Rivet City. We're already able to fast travel there, so why waste time? Let's go. We'll just head straight into the market and start talking to people. I think I already inventoried all the things we have to do, but let's have a look again. Enslave Flack to complete strictly business. Find out what Pinkerton knows about the android for the replicated man. Learn the history of Rivet City for Wasteland Survival Guide. Find a home for Brian Wilkes, and gain entrance to Rivet City to look for Dad. Oh, let's head inside. To the market. Completed. Gain entrance to Rivet City. Talk to Dr. Lee about Dad and Project Purity. Harkness.
Let me or a security officer know if you see anything out of the ordinary. Is there a problem?
Is there anyone on this ship named Pinkerton?
Are those rumors still floating around? Look, I don't have time for swapping ghost stories with you. Pinkerton's a legend. Dead or long gone. Don't care much, as I've got real people to take care of. Go bother someone else.
Why did you all decide to live on this rusty old tub?
We're the safest, most secure city in the Wasteland. Nothing can get in here without our say-so.
I'm kind of lost. Can you help me?
I suppose.
Where's Dr. Lee's lab?
At the stern. That's the west end to you. I suppose.
Where can I get medical help?
Dr. Preston is in the upper deck, 4 section. That's the top interior floor in the southwest end. I suppose.
Is there some place I can sleep?
The common room is free, but the beds are lousy. It's on the midship deck. A big open room with lots of beds. You can't miss it. If you want to sleep well rested, rent a room from Vera Weatherly. She's on the upper deck. I suppose.
Who's in charge around here?
It doesn't work like that. I'm in charge of security. Dr. Lee runs most of everything else. Bannon kinda represents the merchants. He also owns Potomac Attire.
What can you tell me about Dr. Lee?
She's one of the members of the council. Runs the science lab here. Don't bother her unless it's important. Her lab is in the stern end of the ship. I suppose.
Do you know about Rivet City's history?
I don't exactly have time to worry about the history around here, now do I? I've got to worry about what's happening on it now.
Thanks for the help.
Carry on, then.
To the left, we have Flak.
Welcome to Flak and Shrapnel's best goddamn weapons anywhere. This here is Flak and Shrapnel's gun shop. Pretty catchy, huh? Take a look around. If you see anything you like, I'll be right over here.
Of course, we can't enslave him here. We'd have to do it when he's alone, not here in the market in public. Aren't you afraid someone will use your own guns to rob you?
Here, in Rivet City? I'm packing, and most of the rest of these guys are packing. Not to mention security.
You ever hear of a guy named Pinkerton?
You mean Genius Boy? Yeah, I've heard of him. Supposedly built Rivet City. They probably think he invented bread, too. Idiots. Lately, he's even been blamed for the noises in the broken ship bow. Anyone with half a brain would know that's just the Mirelurks.
Is there anywhere I can get a drink on this tub?
Try the muddy Rudder. They don't ask too many questions down on the lower deck.
Can I see what kind of guns you have for sale? I need you to repair my stuff. Know anything about the history of Rivet City?
Afraid I can't help you, pal. Been here for years, but all I know about the history is that it's a safe place to settle down. Maybe Bannon can help you out. He sure acts like he knows it all.
I've got to run.
If you need more ammo, this is where to get it.
I wonder if I can enslave him from here. Of course, I didn't even bring my mesmetron, did I? Nope, forgot. We'll worry about that later, I guess.
Hey there.
Brock.
Don't tell me your problems.
Rivet City Supply. No one there. Gary Staley.
Someone will be with you in a minute. Let me introduce myself. I am Gary Staley, gourmet chef and gourmand. I'll be preparing your meal. My specialty is Mirelurk cakes, although the iguana is very popular too.
I'm partial to Mirelurk cakes myself.
Then you are in for a treat.
Do you know anything about Rivet City's history?
I know a lot of places opened up when they got the hydroponics bay working, but that's hardly the start of it all, is it? Actually, Vera Weatherly might know more. She's always here and talking with folks, so if anyone's picked up a story or two, it'd be her.
I should let you get back to your customers, Gary.
Thank you for coming to Gary's Galley.
Angela Staley.
Welcome to Gary's Galley. Can I take your order?
Why is this place called Gary's Galley?
It's named after my dad. He's a great cook.
So what's the story with Dr. Lee?
She's not very social. Stays in her lab in the stern. She's smart, though. Real smart.
What's it like living on a giant ship?
It's noisy, dark, and smelly. But we're safe here. No super mutants or raiders. And maybe Dr. Lee will find a way to get clean water for us.
Do the men on this ship give you much trouble?
You mean like hitting on me? No. Most of them are polite. Even the ones like Diego that I'd want to flirt with seem to ignore me.
So you and Diego are in love?
Well, one of us is. Sometimes it seems like he doesn't even know I'm there.
Unfortunately, you can't force a man's attentions.
Especially if he is a priest with a thick skull. Well, I'm not giving up. I just know we're made for each other.
Could I ask you about Rivet City's history?
I heard the place was settled by mercenaries who used to scavenge DC, but I don't really know.
I'd better get going, Angela.
Thank you for coming to Gary's Galley.
We're just running around, chatting with people. Most things here are stealing, but you'll note that wasn't.
Was there something else?
Victoria Watts ends up here.
You know what you need to do.
Recall, she's the one who wants us to convince Dr. Zimmer that the android is dead, which is a bonehead move.
Let me know if you get anything new in there.
A quick fix. Cindy Cantelli.
This is a quick fix. I mean, that's the name of our shop. Polly and mine, that is. My name is Cindy. Cindy Cantelli.
Damn, you sound like you've been sampling your own stuff.
No. I would never do that. Polly does. Sample it, I mean. He's my deadbeat husband.
I heard Angela Staley has a crush on Diego.
The poor dear. I wish there was something I could do to help her. That boy ought to just give her a tumble. It would be good for both of them.
Where can I get a stiff drink?
The Muddy Rudder. Bell waters down the liquor, but it's cheap. It's on the lower deck. Nice to see you again. Are you looking for a quick fix?
So your husband is an addict?
He's hopeless. I have to keep him away from the shop, or he'll rob us blind. One of these days, he's going to end up dead.
What can you tell me about Rivet City's history?
Well, I don't really know, to tell the truth. How does any city get started, really? But I've heard Bannon talk about how he was responsible for its success. So I'd ask him about it.
It's time for me to leave, Cindy.
I'm sure you'll be back soon.
Well, we've got Bannon. Let's talk to him.
Welcome to Potomac Attire. I am Bannon, proprietor and city council member. I carry discriminating attire for discriminating customers.
I see you are also a person of refinement.
Between you and me, keeping out the riffraff is good for business.
Is there anyone on this ship named Pinkerton?
Now, there's a name I haven't heard in a while. Never met the man myself, but rumor has it he helped found Rivet City. Some rumors say he died trying to loot the broken bow of the ship. Others say he joined up with the Enclave.
So you're on the city council.
Dr. Lee, Chief Harkness, and I are all on the council. We meet every Monday morning. I can be very influential, if you know what I mean. Far more than Seagrave Holmes.
Whoever this Seagrave is, you think he's a threat to your influence?
A threat? No, of course not. Well, maybe. He wants to replace me on the council. He's a shady character. I just can't prove it. Now, if someone were to find something incriminating in his room, well, let's just say I would be very appreciative.
Note added. Bannon's request. So you're on the city council.
Dr. Lee, Chief...
I heard Angela Staley has a crush on Diego.
Disgusting, isn't it? Someone should talk to that boy. He has no business hanging around that tramp if he's going to be a priest.
Why are you guys living on this boat?
It's a place to live, safe from raiders and super mutants. With Dr. Lee on our side, maybe we can even begin to rebuild the world.
Could I ask you about Rivet City's history?
Why, I practically set this whole place up. When I got here 12 years ago, it was just a handful of dead-enders squatting in a rusted-out rowboat. Now I'm on the council, and with my leadership, we're the strongest settlement in the wastes. Of course, a few of those dead-enders still stick around, but who'd want to leave?
When completed, learn the history of Rivet City. Optional, check other sources to confirm Rivet City's history. Return to Moira. Speech check. Hasn't Rivet City been around for longer than 12 years?
Well, yes, but it was hardly any place of importance until I arrived on the scene. That's all ancient history now. No one would ever care about it. If you insist on wasting your time on that, you could try that bartending old crone down below, Belle Bonnie.
It's been a pleasure, Mr. Bannon.
Come back soon.
All right. Now, there are other people I need to talk to that are in here sometimes. Let's... Well, number one, let me take this opportunity to pop back to Megaton and grab the Mesmetron so we can finish strictly business. Bam.
Years ago, experimenting with Jet at the time. But I'm telling you, it's out there. Thanks for listening, children. This is Three Dog. Ow! And you're listening to Galaxy News Radio. We're Radio Free Wasteland, and we're here.
Well, hold on.
Time once again for an important GNR public service announcement. For all you guys and gals,
Let's wait till 5:30 a.m.
in the downtown DC.
That way we can get there in the right around opening.
Frankensteins might violently and horrifically rip you to shreds. Only if you're lucky.
One more hour. Apparently it's only a 2-hour hike. Who knew? We need to find Seagrave Holmes. I know he's in here.
They're all eating breakfast at Gary's. They'll still sell you, though. Just ask.
Have a seat anywhere. son.
Christy Young.
Hey there.
What do you people do here all day?
We're the lucky ones. We don't have to fight just to survive. We have normal jobs. I clean the halls. It might not look like it, but you should have seen it before.
I'm researching Rivet City's history. Can you tell me about it?
Oh, I don't know about that. For all I know, it's had survivors on it since the war. I'm just thankful it's here. Maybe if you ask Bannon. He's been simply wonderful on the council, so I'm sure he'd be glad to help with your question.
Thank you for your help, Christy.
Goodbye.
And here we've got Henry Young.
This place could use a few more people willing to work. Everything is falling apart. I'm the only one willing to fix it.
Here's CJ Young.
I'm not supposed to talk to strangers. I'm not supposed to talk to strangers.
There's Bannon. Flax eating breakfast. I think
May I take your order?
that...
Maryland cakes and a beer.
Hey.
Hey,
Why is everything all blurry?
Enough chit-chat. I need...
Who are you again?
I'm going to put this collar on you. Just hold real still for a minute.
Sure. What's this thing for anyway?
You're a slave now. Get going to Paradise Falls. Sorry, I needed the money.
Money? I'm a slave? Where's this Paradise Falls? This collar will explode, won't it? I've heard about these things.
Get to work. Those halls won't clean
I need to
themselves.
go.
Come out of here!
There you go.
I was gonna say, surely it's not that easy.
hey.
Welcome to a quick fix. Enough chit-chat.
Cindy Cantelli, May Wong.
Stay away from me! What do you want? Are you one of them?
I'm not going to hurt you. What are you so scared of?
I suppose it doesn't matter if I tell you. I used to be a slave. I saw a slaver on this ship. His name is Sister. I'm afraid he's after me.
Note added, May Wong. Don't worry, I would never turn in a runaway slave.
Really? Oh, thank you. Can you help me? I've been so worried with him around. I can hardly sleep at night.
Here's 25 caps. Maybe you could buy yourself a gun.
Thank you. I'll go to Flak and Shrapnel's just before closing. I don't have anything to give you, but I think I can trust you with a secret. If you ever go up north, there is a secret slave hideout called Temple of the Union. You might find them useful.
25 caps removed.
Well, I need to
Karma gained. Hooray, hooray. Let me look at my notes. Bannon's request. Bannon has asked me to search Seagrave Holmes's room to see if I can find anything incriminating about him. Then Bannon can stop him from taking over his council seat. May Wong. May Wong is afraid of a man named Sister in Rivet City who she thinks is a slaver. May Wong gives you the location of the Temple of the Union, if you didn't already have it, which I, of course, did.
Yes, that's long. And yes, I can see you buying.
Well, I hope they do something. Remember the trial that fell
What?
off the deck last year?
What's happening?
Yeah.
Look what...
Whoa there.
Yeah.
What? Who are you again? A slave?
I'm sure they'll do something about it.
I was hoping I could stay hidden.
I'm sure they'll do something about it.
One of the new immigrants died of radiation poisoning last week. Am I drunk?
Yeah, I heard she was drinking river water.
The ship's water isn't much better. If we don't get fresh water soon, we'll all end up like her.
I think we're good.
What?
I think we're good. Here's
There was some sort of battle in the city yesterday. The gate guard said
Tammy
gunfire went
Hargrave.
off. Yeah? What do you want?
Is that your son running around here?
Yeah, that's James. My own little troublemaking brat. I'd sell him to you if they'd let me. Unless you've got any more personal questions, I'm busy. Yeah? What do you want?
You don't have to be such a bitch.
Oh, really? My husband ran off and got himself killed and left me to raise his little brat. So don't you tell me how I should or shouldn't be.
Hey there.
Hey,
Now we
Hey.
got James Hargrave.
What do you want?
So where's your family?
My mom is probably drunk, and my dad's dead. Is that good enough for you, asshole?
Hear about...
What's your problem, mister?
I've met your mother. No wonder you're such a brat.
What did you say about my mother? You take that back!
Ooh, that hurt. Do us all a favor and just run away from home.
I'll show you. I'll show all of you. When I'm gone, my mom will really miss me.
Morning.
I'm done, Mom. I'm scared. Will you take me home? Take me to my mom?
Sure, kid. Sorry I said those things. Let's get you home.
Thanks, mister.
Do you know anything about Rivet City? How they made it? Anything?
It's a boat. A really big boat.
Heard any stories about the city's history?
Yeah. Dad built it to fight off the Mirelurks. And Mom, she's like the Mirelurk queen.
I gotta run. Stay out of trouble, James.
Whatever.
No problems to report, I assume?
Alrighty. Just wait here until Seagrave and or Shrapnel show up. Just trying to make sure I talk to everybody.
Have you seen any?
No, I haven't seen anything.
Good to see you.
Ted Strayer.
Yes? Ted Strayer. You can chill with me if you want, dude.
Sounds like a plan, man.
All right, you and me, just hanging.
Can I ask you about Rivet City's history?
Dude, I only just got here myself. Ain't nothing I could tell you.
See you later, Ted.
Later, dude.
Still no
Everything looks
Seagrave.
okay here.
I'll try that.
No Shrapnel. No
Let
nobody.
me or a security officer know if you see anything out of the ordinary.
That's fine. No Shrapnel.
Hey,
No Seagrave.
It was so noisy last night.
I'll be right with you.
No nobody, as near as I can tell.
Cindy's... I am beat. I'm gonna go take a nap.
Well, here's
I'm looking for
Shrapnel.
troublemakers.
They call me Shrapnel. I run this place. Got the best damn armament you'll ever see.
Man, I love guns. Nothing's better than the kick of a 44.
Ain't seen many of those around lately. They're tough to come by.
Can I ask you about Rivet City's history?
History? Fuck if I know. Hell, fuck if I care.
Time for me to go.
Come back soon. We always got a lot of ammo in stock.
Have you seen
Tamper
any?
with that, and we're going to have a problem.
Here's Seagrave.
Howdy, I'm Seagrave. Seagrave Holmes. I have a little of just about everything here.
You got a T-51B? No? Then you don't have everything.
A what? Look, if you just want to crack wise, go somewhere else. But if you've got stuff you want to sell, then I'm your man.
Bannon tells me you're trying to steal his council seat.
Steal it? Hardly. He runs the council like it's his own personal bank account. He's supposed to represent all the market businesses, not just himself. It's about time he was replaced.
Do you know where I can get something to drink?
The Weatherly Hotel is a good choice. It's on the upper deck.
Did you know that Polly Cantelli is an addict?
He's totally strung out. It's going to kill him one of these days.
What do you know about Rivet City's history?
Oh, I really wouldn't know. I mean, long as I can remember, she's just been here, soaking up all the repairs and attention we can give her. I grabbed a wrench and joined in the reconstruction pretty much first thing out of the womb, but I never really cared about the politics.
Can you think of anyone from back then that might know more?
Last feller I remember from back then was Mr. Pinkerton, and he must have left about a decade ago, after that spat with the science team. He used to have a storage shed in the broken-off bow of the ship. We always thought he was crazy for keeping stuff there. Might have kept a couple records down there, I guess. Careful, though. Ship's a bit treacherous down there in her belly.
Well, what can you tell me about the reconstruction?
Oh, well, the old girl had seen a lot of damage, especially where the Mirelurks used to nest, and where the super mutants kept trying to get in. I guess the mutants and the Myers got so busy fighting each other, it gave us the time we needed to make this place ship-shaped. Does that tell you what you need to know? Anyway, we're here in Rivet City, and she's in good hands now.
Enough about Rivet City.
Oh, right. I sort of lose track of time talking about the old girl.
I should leave.
See you later.
Alrighty. Now we got new people here. Mr. Lopez.
Haven't run into you before. You probably wouldn't remember me anyway. I'm Mr. Lopez.
Why wouldn't I remember you?
Nobody does. I'm not very memorable. Don't worry. It won't be a problem for much longer. Just leave me alone.
Trini.
Hey, good looking. How come you haven't bought me a drink yet?
Sorry, not interested. Get your own drinks.
Tightwad? No, wait. I didn't mean that. Please, mister? Just one drink?
Could I ask you about Rivet City's history?
Can't help you with the history, honey.
I hate to do this, but I have to go.
You're lost, sugar. Come and see me again sometime.
There was some sort of battle in the city yesterday. The gate guard said the gunfire
Good, good,
went
good.
on for an hour.
Alright. Well, now we've got some leads. And I think we've talked to all the shopkeepers at least, so... Before I continue, I'm going to do two things.
Good to see you.
First thing, back to Megaton. It'll kind of be a way station going both directions. My karma has to have dropped to neutral by now. Nope, still very good. And I took my last big hit when I enslaved Flack. But things are about to get fun. Mesmetron goes away. Now that I'm well rested, I'm going to pop back up to Paradise Falls. Get strictly business out of our Pip-Boy.
How the hell'd you get old Queen Flack into that collar? I'm surprised you're still alive. We need to keep a close eye on that one, though. He knows our system too well. He sold us out to get into Rivet City. We'll never forget that. And now we'll make sure he never forgets it either. Here's another collar. Keep herding the swine in here and you'll have more bottle caps than you'll know what to do with.
Quest completed. Strictly business. About this info regarding an android, don't suppose you'd care to elaborate?
Despite all his grumbling, I think Eulogy still wants us finding that guy. Zimmer is asking around, hiring other people. Makes us look bad. I'd hunt down surgeons and bang on their heads to get leads. But I'm tired of chasing after that android thing.
I have to go now.
Sure thing.
And just like that, strictly business is done. It's out of our Pip-Boy. I like to see that. Now then, head back to Megaton again. Rest until 6 a.m. or so. And then we'll head back to Rivet City. Back to Rivet City. And we'll follow one lead we were given to the Muddy Rudder bar down here on the lower deck. Note that we can loot this stuff, but there really isn't anything worthwhile. Even though everything in the market was stealing, and there's nothing on this level. So, to the Muddy Rudder we go. Now inside the Muddy Rudder, I think everything is stealing again. Let's talk to Belle
Yeah.
Bonnie.
I'm Belle Bonnie, and this is the Muddy Rudder. I'll tell you what I tell all the fresh meat. Don't start anything down here, or I'll have Brock kick your ass.
Nice place you have here.
You must be drunk. Are you gonna order or what?
I'm looking for someone named Pinkerton. Ring any bells?
What a moron. Always going on about how he started Rivet City. Who gives a crap? Right before he disappeared, he was going on about some newfangled contraption he was sure was in the broken bow of the ship.
Heard any good stories lately?
Go talk to Vera if you want gossip. I don't talk bad about folks.
Is Polly really addicted to chems?
Oh yeah, he's a mess. I'm glad I'm not in Cindy's shoes.
Have any stories about this place's history?
History? What, not enough shit around here already? You need to dig up more? Don't know if it ever had an official start. It's just been here forever. Stuck in the river and full of assholes.
I bet someone like you hears lots of stories. Can't you share one?
No, I can't fucking well share one. What sort of moron are you? But fine. If it'll get you out of my face, go down to Pinkerton's shed in the broken off bow of the ship. If he decides to give you a history lesson, it's no business of mine. Now get the hell out of my bar. What the hell do you want?
Optional. Uncover Rivet City's true history.
History?
Really? Because Bannon said he organized the entire place himself.
Huh. Why, that lying son of a bitch. He wasn't even born when I got here. Want to know this tub's history? Only person who really knows it is Pinkerton. And most think he's dead, or gone. He's holed up in the other half of the ship, and he don't like visitors. He'll set you straight.
Completed. Optional. Check other sources to confirm Rivet City's history.
No. Now get. What the hell do you want?
Well, can't you tell me anything about it?
Oh, sure. See, it's tied into the story about how Sister got his name. You ask him about that. He'll clear up all your problems. For good. Hell, take a dive off the flight deck while you're at it. Long as you stop pissing away my time.
Later, Belle.
I'll be right here when you get thirsty.
Now, not everything in here is stealing. Only the stuff you would want to steal, of course. As you can see.
Don't even think of breaking into that.
Well, there's a bunch of booze. Not really anything else. Unless we want to break into her bedroom, which is fairly pointless. There's nothing important in there either. Well, let's just head back out. Let me see how our quest is going. Ah yes, optional. Uncovers Rivet City's true history. There we go. So let's head up 1 and 2. This door takes us to... oh, that's to the upper deck. I want to go to the midship deck. My mistake. So we'll just do this one. Although, I should probably make sure the stairway's clear. Since, after all, this doesn't seem to be stealing. Good. Alright, down we go. One more. This is the residential area. There's a lot of trivial thieving we can do. I won't bother with the stuff that's actual thieving. So there's nothing important.
I'm looking for troublemaker. Have you seen any?
Staley's door.
Hello.
This looks like it must be the common room. Broken terminal.
Yes?
There's Ted. Straight chillin', bro.
Don't mind me. Everything looks okay here.
Cantelli's door. Oh yes, this one I actually wanted to visit, although Polly doesn't seem to be home. Note all the drugs. We'll take that pre-war money.
Yeah, I heard she was drinking river water.
Ship's water isn't much better. If we don't get fresh water soon,
Where is
we'll all
Polly?
end up like her.
He's usually in there. Especially when the door is unlocked. How odd. Oh, you can see the chems littering the room at least. We'll find him eventually. Let's just keep going. What's through here? Science lab. We'll get there. Another door to the science lab. What else we got on this level? Strange, anonymous, unlocked room. St. Monica's Church. There's Seagrave Holmes's door. There's a door back to the market. Let's peek in the church.
Saint Monica bless you.
Diego.
I'm Diego, the acolyte for St. Monica's.
Who is this Saint Monica?
St. Monica saved her own son's soul from eternal damnation. She is now the patron saint of lost children for the faithful everywhere. You really should come to church on Sunday mornings. The sermon will be all about St. Monica.
There's a church in Rivet City.
Oh yes, Father Clifford conducts services every Sunday morning. You should come.
If you're the acolyte, who's the priest?
Father Clifford. The sanctuary is in the ship's fore on the upper deck. The good father holds services every Sunday morning.
I hear Angela Staley has a crush on you.
What are you talking about? I'm a man of the cloth. Well, I will be as soon as Father Clifford. Never mind. It doesn't matter what Angela thinks. Soon I will take vows of chastity.
You're a fool to pass up a chance at love with Angela.
Father Clifford says she is my trial, my temptation. I must choose between her and the church. I have chosen the church.
Can I ask you about Rivet City's history?
I heard tell the place used to be run by raiders until someone cleared the whole place out. But I don't really know for sure.
Goodbye, Diego.
God bless you.
Saint Monica bless you.
That's secure for a reason.
One of the new immigrants died of radiation poisoning last week.
Yeah, I heard she was drinking river water.
The ship's water isn't much better. We don't get fresh water soon, we'll all end up like her.
Let's talk to Father Clifford now.
I am Father Clifford of St. Monica's Church.
Who is this Saint Monica?
She is the patron saint of lost children. Very popular among the faithful of Rivet City. I'm surprised you've never heard of her. If you want to hear her story, it will be the topic of my sermon on Sunday. Services begin at 8 a.m. You should come.
You're a priest?
Yes, my flock is all of Rivet City. You should come to services this Sunday. I'll be telling the tale of St. Monica.
I heard that Diego and Angela are sleeping together. Let's do it.
What? If that's true, I'll defrock him. Not only is he fornicating, but he's doing it with such an innocent young girl.
Huh. I saw them myself on the flight deck, under the stars.
Ah, Diego! What have you done? He has forced my hand. I cannot let him be a priest now. This may be the end of the faith, if I cannot find another acolyte.
I think Mr. Lopez is suicidal.
Yes, I know. I've been counseling him for some time now. He used to go stand on the observation balcony all afternoon. He's down to only an hour or so at 3 o'clock.
What do you know about Rivet City's history?
Oh, it's not the past of the city that I dwell upon, but the future of its inhabitants. But if you're interested, I believe Miss Weatherly or Mr. Bannon would be glad to speak with you on the subject.
I need to go, Father Clifford.
Saint Monica bless you. Church services are held every Sunday morning. One of the new immigrants died of radiation poisoning last week.
Yeah, I heard she was drinking river water.
The ship's water isn't much better. If we don't get fresh water soon, we'll all end up like her.
Hey.
I think a different conversation was supposed to play there. I don't know for sure.
God bless you, and keep you safe.
How are things between you and Angela?
Father Clifford accused me of having relations with Angela. He wouldn't listen when I told him it was a lie. I am no longer an acolyte. I've been expelled. Sometimes when God shuts one door, though, he opens another. I've asked Angela to marry me, and she said yes.
Oh, good.
God bless you.
I feel like I did a good thing there anyway.
Good to see you.
Still no sign of Polly. Maybe he's down in the market. I'll check there, because I'm kind of headed that way anyway.
Let me or a security officer know if you see anything out of your...
No sign of Polly Cantelli. I guess we can chat with Angela right quick.
Welcome to Gary's Galley.
So how are things with Diego lately?
Someone told Father Clifford that Diego and I were... You know, Father Clifford expelled Diego. So, now we can get married.
Why is James Hargrave such a brat?
James's mom, Tammy, is a real bitch. She treats him like crap. I think it's because she drinks too much. Thank you for coming to Gary's Galley.
Hooray. Well, not really finding anything. Check the muddy rudder, I guess. Trying to find the guy. Security.
Hello.
Belle and Tammy. And Trini. Oh, we can get in here now. Not that it matters. Everything is still stealing. Oh.
Hey there.
This is the muddy rudder. Cause any
Well,
trouble.
I hope they do something. Remember that child that fell off?
No telling where homeboy is.
Yes?
I really feel like he ought to be in his room. Huh. Why don't I just Google right quick where he wanders to? I thought he never left his room and he was always in there shooting up. That's why I'm kind of confused. And that's where I'd be wrong. He just wanders around the entire city. I'm sure we'll bump into him eventually.
Hey.
So I won't worry too much about it unless I do everything else and still haven't bumped into him. Let's break into Seagrave's room while no one's around. Now, Bannon certainly seems douchier than Seagrave, but we get a much better reward for siding with him. Seagrave's incriminating letter. You've turned us down twice now, Holmes. This is my last appeal. We used to be friends. We used to do business together. All I want is to sell our product in Rivet City. I'm sure the city could use slaves to help with the rebuilding. Paradise Falls has slaves to sell at a good price. You used to sell me Wastelanders you captured before you got all full of yourself. You aren't as pure as you pretend. Help me and we can both make a nice profit. Eulogy Jones. Interesting. Let's break into his terminal, too. Performed. Perfect. Welcome to the Rivet City computer system. What would you like to do today? Survival weapon idea. Had an idea for a survival weapon. There are all these railroad spikes laying around the wasteland. I ought to be able to build some sort of slingshot to fire them like bullets. I tried some really big rubber bands, but that didn't work. I wonder if I could use steam as a power source. Bannon. Dr. Lee, we both know that Bannon does not have the best interests of Rivet City at heart. He is only interested in making a profit. He would sell his own children if he had any for an extra bottle cap. He needs to be removed. I would be glad to step forward as his replacement. Sincerely, Seagrave Holmes. Reply, Bannon. Seagrave, I do not wish to get pulled down into petty political bickering. Bannon has not done anything wrong. If the time ever comes when he does something truly harmful to Rivet City, the other council members will look into it. Until then, I have a lab to run. Yours, Dr. Madison Lee. Let's see, we'll take the 2 scrap metals out of there.
Yeah. Bell's gonna have to replace some tables.
I don't particularly care about, Seagrave anyway, morally speaking. He seems a little less douchey than Bannon, but if we side with Seagrave, we get a discount at his store. Bannon will give us a discount at his store, and will also give us the second, and of course, my little episode makes it the third, but in reality it's the second until I find the real one, schematic for the Deathclaw Gauntlet. Much better reward. So we will, naturally, be siding with Bannon. Now, has Polly shown up yet? Doesn't look like it. It's all good, though. There's Henry and C.J. Young. There he is. Hey, Polly.
Hey, who are you? Got any psycho? I could really use a fix, but I'm broke. I run the chem shop, but I'm broke and can't buy chems.
You shouldn't take that stuff. It'll kill you. If you have some, you can give it to him, but you lose karma, and it does kill him.
That's what Cindy says too, but I got the itch. I need it bad.
I'm trying to find out Rivet City's history. Can you help?
Huh? History? What history? There's no history here, man.
I've got to run, Polly.
Yeah, me too.
Alright. Let's go deal with Bannon and Seagrave.
Hey there.
Although, if Seagrave used to be a slaver, that's pretty sleazy too. Especially since he's lying to everyone about it and saying he's lived in Rivet City his whole life. Well, who are you? Vera Weatherly. We'll talk to her later.
Stay chill, dude.
Alright, let's talk to Seagrave first.
Take a look around. I got all kinds of stuff in here.
You've been doing business with slavers, and I have a letter that proves it.
If you had read that letter, you'd know I'm no slaver. And you know I'm not dealing with them. But if that letter gets out, they won't trust me. I'll never get a seat on the council, and Bannon will make me pay for trying to replace him. If you care about Rivet City half as much as I do, tell Danvers that Bannon is blackmailing me. But don't show her the letter.
I should leave.
See you later.
So that's an option. It gets you a discount at Seagrave's store.
Welcome to Potomac Attire. I think I've seen you in here.
I found a letter in Seagrave's room. It's from some slavers.
Really? I mean, I'm shocked. Shocked, I tell you. Tell Danvers about that letter right away. That will squash any hope he has of replacing me on the council. Don't tell her I asked you to find it, though. That would backfire in a nasty way.
Well, I guess we need to go find Danvers. She is up on the bridge tower, if I recall correctly. Oh, let's have a look around up here.
I'm looking for troublemakers. Have you seen any?
There's Diego. Those all go out to the exterior of the ship, which is actually really worth looking at just because it's cool to see all the airplane husks on the old carrier.
Hello.
Let's grab this fire hose nozzle. Let's head upstairs. There's another fire hose nozzle out here. And I'm apparently not gonna get it, which is alright. There's also an ammo box. I just don't care anymore. He says as he still goes under the bed for the tin cans. Commander Danvers.
If you see anything suspicious,
there she
be
is.
sure to tell the security. Maybe you don't know who you're talking to. I'm Commander Danvers, Assistant Chief of Security.
So you report to Chief Harkness?
I'm his second in command. I run the night shift and he runs the day shift. Is this conversation going somewhere? Because I've got things to do.
I'm tracking down a guy named Pinkerton. Do you know where I can find him?
Don't you believe the rumors. His ghost is certainly not haunting the bow of the ship. Now if you'll excuse me, I have work to do.
I found this letter in Seagrave's room. I thought you should see it.
This is bad. Seagrave Holmes was angling for a seat on the council. You can forget about that now. Once the market vendors get wind of his past, they'll never trust him. Too bad.
I heard that Rivet City is run by some sort of council.
Chief Harkness meets with Dr. Lee and Bannon to discuss security matters. It's a waste of a good Monday morning if you ask me. They should just let Chief Harkness call the shots.
What could you tell me about Dr. Lee?
She's some sort of genius. You know, one of those egghead scientist types. Her lab is in the stern end of the ship.
Can I get a drink around here? Preferably somewhere clean.
The Weatherly Hotel is a good choice. It's on the upper deck.
What's up with that James Hargrave kid? He acts like such a brat.
He's trouble. That's what he is. I don't trust him. And neither should you. His mother's a drunk. Spends all her time in the muddy Rudder.
Can you tell me about Rivet City's history?
Sorry, but I don't really know much about it. More worried about what's going wrong with the here and now, see?
You've been very helpful.
Duty calls.
Alright. Let's see if we can loot that, which is nice. On this balcony, we got a couple of lunch boxes. Alrighty. Cool. Might as well explore the rest of the bridge tower. If we go up one more level, it's where the armory is. You can see a Gutsy in here.
Sir, yes, sir. Private Jones reporting.
At ease, Private. I'm here to inspect the armory.
Sir, you are not authorized to enter the armory. Sir! Please don't make me shoot you, sir!
Security terminal, very easy lock. None of this matters though. Got another flight deck balcony. Nothing on this one.
This area is off limits to civilians.
Let's loop around to where I saw an ammo box and a medical brace of all things. Apparently there's even one more level up.
Yes?
Alrighty, now we're good. Let's head all the way back down to the market and get our reward from Bannon. Oops. I'll let Seagrave whine at me too, that's always fun.
I heard that Danvers found a letter from slavers in Seagrave's room. That will teach that bastard to mess with me. I think you've earned a permanent discount here.
Schematics, Deathclaw Gauntlet added. Your schematic has been improved. Been a pleasure, Mr. Bannon.
Come back soon.
Note added, Schematics, Deathclaw Gauntlet V3. Now improved to 20%. Of course, I really only have V2.
You sneak into my room, steal my property, and then tell the world about it. I'd ban you from my shop if they'd let me. Instead, I'll just have to settle for ripping you off. See you later.
Alright. Back to the midship deck again. We'll actually check out the Capital Preservation Society this time.
Yes?
I think we've managed to bump into just about everybody. At least everybody who wanders, which is nice. Abraham.
Around, but don't touch anything.
Abraham Washington, huh? Interesting. That's the Constitution of the United States. Welcome to the Capital Preservation Society. Information. Feel free to browse our collection. Constitution of the USA. Constitution of the United States was drafted in 1786 and adopted a year later by the Constitutional Convention of Philly. This document defines the organization of the U.S. government and sets forth the rules and regulations known as Articles. In addition, there are modifications made to the Articles by ruling presidents during their reigns, known as amendments. The Society owns the only known copy of the document to exist, which was retrieved from the ruins of the National Archives in 2256. Emancipation Proclamation. The Emancipation Proclamation was a document issued by the breathtakingly charismatic President Abraham Lincoln in 1862. This executive order was the beginning of the end of slavery in the United States. Although it was issued during the Civil War, making it a war measure, it paved the way for the 13th Amendment of the Constitution, which completely abolished slavery once and for all. Gettysburg Address. The Capitol Preservation Society is proud to have in its possession a copy of one of the most iconic and prolific speeches in United States history. This speech, given by the astonishingly intelligent Abraham Lincoln on Thursday, November 19, 1863, laid the groundwork for what would later become the basis of democracy in the United States and set the standards for a country with a government by the people for the people. Monroe Doctrine. The Monroe Doctrine was presented in 1823 by the average and unremarkable President James Monroe. The document warns the European powers of the time not to interfere in the affairs of the Western Hemisphere, citing the examples of colonization and puppet governments as possible intolerances. The U.S. Declaration of War on Germany. Part of our collection is a copy of the formal declaration of war made on Germany during World War II on December 11, 1941, by the government and endorsed by the President Franklin D. Roosevelt. While the document doesn't evoke the brilliance of other masterworks like the Emancipation Proclamation, it still served as a reminder to the world that the United States wasn't a power to be trifled with. U.S. Declaration of War on China. Although it is uncertain when the declaration of war on China was made, some say 2066 when they invaded Alaska, others say 2067 when the first power armor suits were deployed to counter their forces, it is the last known document of note authored by the United States government before the bombs fell. Had the declaration had the tenacity and might of a stronger president behind it, say Abraham Lincoln, who's to say what the outcome of those tremulous years would have been? Guy's got a real hard-on for Lincoln. That's alright, who doesn't? In all honesty. Alright, now let's go talk to Abraham Washington. He's got a quest for us. There he is.
Quite an impressive collection, isn't it? Well, don't be shy. Have a look around. Abraham Washington's the name. Curator of this little slice of American history.
Yes, it's an interesting collection indeed.
Ah, a fellow scholar, I see. Each of the documents in this room tells a small but important story about the history of the United States of America. Unfortunately, the greatest prize of all is missing from the collection.
Alright, I'll bite. Which document is missing?
In 1776, the Second Judgmental Congress got together and adopted a document drafted by none other than Thomas Jefferson himself. It was the day the United States of America earned its name and secured its place in history. This magnificent achievement took form in the Declaration of Independence.
If you want me to retrieve the Declaration, all you have to do is ask.
Oh, would you? It would mean so much to me and the Society's collection here.
Slow down there, Gramps. What's this reward you're talking about?
You'd secure your place in history. The man who rediscovered the Declaration of Independence. Imagine the fanfare.
Can we stop beating around the bush, please? What's the reward?
Sorry, my mind tends to wander. I will see to it that you receive a worthwhile trade. I have in my possession the only known schematic for the creation of something called the railway rifle. Bring me the Declaration, and it's yours.
I'd love to be a part of history and bring you the Declaration.
Excellent! You won't regret it, I promise you. Imagine, you are taking part in another chapter of American history. I envy you. You can find the Declaration of Independence in the ruins of the National Archives.
Quest added, Stealing Independence. Retrieve the Declaration of Independence from the National Archives. Well, I've looked around a bit.
Oh? And have you come to any conclusions? Ah?
I have a few questions about the Declaration of Independence.
Please ask them. After all, knowledge is power.
All this info on the Declaration. Where'd you get it? I don't like secrets.
Well, this is quite embarrassing, actually. I sent someone like yourself after the Declaration. She did some of the research for me, but now I haven't seen her in a few months. I wouldn't worry about it. Many have died for causes far less grand than what you're about to undertake.
What does the Declaration of Independence look like?
A piece of what was called parchment. Sort of a thick paper. Has faded handwritten writing all over it. It's no more than 2.5 feet tall and 2 feet wide. If you find it, you should be able to roll it up carefully.
What's the history behind the document?
On July the 4th in 1776, a group calling themselves the Second Judgmental Congress got together at Fort McHenry in Maryland. After a ceremony which ended with Paul Revere singing the famous battle hymn known as the National Anthem, the document was signed. From there, it was sent to England by plane, presumably, and presented to King George himself. Thus began the Evolutionary War.
Let me ask you something else.
Certainly.
Can you show me how to get to the National Archives on my map?
In the D.C. ruins, you'll find the National Archives, or what's left of it anyway. The building should contain the document in a protective glass case. Be careful. The place is swarming with super mutants. Here, let me pinpoint its location for you.
Do you know the history of Rivet City?
It's funny now that you ask. I can tell you all about the capital, but I really haven't got any idea about Rivet City itself. I can't see how important it is compared to the capital's history, but maybe Bannon might know something. He's in the governing council, after all.
I have to go now.
Remember, treat the document with care. It's a fragile piece of our history.
That's fun. Now, even though we'll lose karma for it, I am going to hack his computer. Relative. Okay. Relative. Splinter. That's not it. Relative. Splinter. That's not it either. That's it. Abraham Washington, private notes, current expeditions, and status. Declaration expedition. Recovery of the Declaration of Independence seems to be a loss. That damn woman I hired, Sydney, said she could do it. Haven't seen her in months. I bet she's dead or ran off with the advance I gave her. That's the last time I trust someone. Told Harkness to keep an eye out for her just in case she ever comes back to the city. That's what I get for sending a woman to do a man's job. Lincoln Artifacts Expedition. Came to find out through the grapevine that there are a bunch of Lincoln's artifacts still in the Museum of History. I think I may branch out from just collecting documents if I could get my hands on those gems. Only problem is I have to find someone braver than me who can get to the museum in one piece. Liberty Bell Expedition. Bumped into a traveler a little while ago who showed me what he said was a fragment of the actual Liberty Bell. Poppycock! The Liberty Bell is still intact and laying in the ruins of Philly. I have funded an expedition to that dump in hopes of having the entire bell brought back to my museum. Interesting. Now we will head into the science lab.
I'm looking for troublemakers. Have you seen any?
I'll start by chatting with Dr. Zimmer.
You there. What are you, some kind of lab assistant? No, you look a bit more weathered. Are you by any chance for hire?
That depends. What exactly are we talking about here?
To the point. I like that. Well, as it turns out, I've misplaced some very sensitive property.
Missing property? What kind of property?
How do I put this in a way you'll understand? All you know of robots are those buckets of bolts, those Mr. Handshakers and whatnot. Well, that's not all a robot can be. You see, in the Commonwealth, we've made artificial persons, synthetic humanoids, programmed to think and feel and do whatever we need. And occasionally, they get confused and wander off.
Sounds like slavery to me. You sure they don't wander off on purpose?
Nonsense! This is a machine we're talking about. Can you enslave a generator or a water purifier? Of course not. The same principle applies. But let's get back to your mission. You are to find this missing android. I've tracked him to somewhere here in the capital Wasteland. He must have done something drastic, like facial surgery and a mind wipe, or else I would have found him by now. It will be no easy task. He may not even realize he's an android. Don't upset him by talking with him. Just come get me immediately. I'll handle it.
I'll be compensated for my services, right?
Of course. I have at my disposal advanced technology from the Commonwealth. I'd be willing to share some of it with you. Just think, you'll be the envy of all your friends.
Sure, I'll look into finding your android for you.
Excellent! Locate my android, and you won't be disappointed. Here, listen to this message he sent me. He's mocking me. I swear, I'll make him pay for that.
Note added, missing android. Note added, self-determination is not a malfunction. Search for clues about Zimmer's missing android. I need to know more about what I'm dealing with. What is an android exactly?
Forget everything you know about robots. Those buckets are mere children's toys compared to the real thing. Androids have fake skin and blood and are programmed to simulate human behavior, like breathing. They can even eat and digest food realistically.
So any suggestions for finding this android?
Like I said, I suspect he's had facial reconstruction and possibly even a mind wipe. Search the offices of doctors or techies for android information. If he's come into contact with these people, there may be records. Start with Dr. Preston. He lives on this leaky boat. See if he knows anything. He's a doctor, after all. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm busy trying to ignore my surroundings.
Optional. Discover what Dr. Preston knows about the android. If this android wandered off, why would he want a new mind and face?
Maybe he didn't exactly wander off. Maybe he fled. Escaped captivity, as it were, if he began to misinterpret his situation. It's possible my android sought to forget his previous life. Wipe away all memory, all guilt. Trick himself into believing he really is human. So no, he may not be just an ordinary robot, but he's certainly not human, no matter how badly he wishes it so. I made him. I want him. End of story.
Why would an android feel guilt? Come on, Zimmer, what aren't you telling me?
By God, you're as annoying as you are clever. Very well. I'll tell you what you want to know, if it helps you locate my property. The duty of this particular unit was the hunting and capturing of other escaped androids. Yes, others have escaped. It's one of the side effects of having such an advanced AI. Machines start to think for themselves, fool themselves into believing they have rights. And so, this particular android may have believed he'd done something wrong, immoral, and wanted to forget those deeds. Satisfied now?
Okay, so if others have escaped, why are you coming after this one?
This particular android, designation A321, is different, special, the most advanced synthetic humanoid I've ever developed. The others, like my escort Armitage there, are all older models, easily replicated. Ah, But A321? It will take years to recreate him. So you see, this android must be located at all costs. The others are all acceptable losses, but A321, he is irreplaceable.
Alright, his face job was done here at Rivet City by someone named Pinkerton.
Excellent! Find this Pinkerton and interview him. He may very well know the android's whereabouts. Well, go! The sooner you find my property, the sooner I can get out of this slum. Really, how do you people live like this?
The person who did the surgery and reprogramming is here at Rivet City.
Really? Here? Surely not one of Dr. Lee's trained monkeys. Well, find them! The person you're looking for can perform facial reconstruction or a sophisticated computer memory transfer. Go on, shake a leg!
His memory transfer was done by a tech named Pinkerton here at Rivet City.
Excellent news! We're close. So close! Find this Pinkerton. Learn everything you know. I want that damned android, and I want him now! Standing around all day chit-chatting isn't going to help you track down my android, is it?
So tell me about the Commonwealth.
The Commonwealth itself is nothing but a war-ravaged quagmire of violence and despair. Inside the sealed environment of the Institute, however. But the Institute's affairs are none of your concern. Your undeveloped mind couldn't even begin to comprehend what we've accomplished.
Do you know the history behind Rivet City?
Looks to me like a giant boat ran aground and a bunch of savages moved in. History lesson over.
I have to go now.
Of course you do.
Let's talk to Armitage right quick.
That's close enough. Keep your hands where I can see them.
Let's talk to Anna Holt.
Yeah. Hey there.
I'm looking for my father. Have you seen him?
Look, some of us are trying to get work done here. There have been enough disruptions recently. Anybody coming through here would have to talk to Dr. Lee. Why don't you go bother her about it?
What do you know about Zimmer?
He's from up north. He was bragging about how great it is up there. Yeah, great. They can't even keep tabs on their robots.
Is Dr. Lee as smart as they say she is?
She's certainly head and shoulders above most everyone else around here, though that's not saying much. Yeah, see you.
Alright, let's talk to this dude. Garza.
Move out of the... Please excuse me. There is much work to be done.
What do you do around here?
I help Dr. Lee when she needs equipment moved. I am no scientist. I just help with the heavy things. Please excuse me. There is much work to be done.
And let's talk to Dr. Lee.
Look, this is a restricted area. I'm tired of telling you people. It's you. My heavens, you look so much like him. You're James's son, aren't you? What are you doing here?
You know my father? Have you seen him?
Well, yes, of course I do. Don't you know who I am? I suppose James never told you. Typical. I'm Dr. Madison Lee. I worked with your father many years ago. Your mother as well, in fact. You'll have to forgive me, this has all been very stressful. What with your father suddenly showing up here after being gone for so long. You have to understand that we put all of that behind us. Project Purity, our work, all of it. We've moved on, even if your father hasn't.
I'm trying to find my father. Have you seen him?
You mean you haven't? I assumed he sent you here. For that matter, aren't you supposed to be in a vault? James said he left you there.
I left the vault to look for him.
Did you? I was under the impression that's exactly the opposite of what he wanted for you. Well, you won't find him here. He's come and gone already.
I'm sorry. Could you please tell me where he's gone?
Your father insisted that we return to work on Project Purity. I tried telling him too much time has passed. There's no way it would work. Predictably, he refused to listen to me. He says he can prove it will work and headed off to the old lab. I'm sorry, I don't know what else to tell you.
Where is this old lab of yours?
It's in the old Jefferson Memorial building, northwest of here. Please, don't go after him. It was foolish of him to even think about going there alone.
Map marker added. Completed. Talk to Dr. Lee about Dad and Project Purity. Look for Dad in Project Purity's control room. Can you remind me where my father went?
The last I knew, he was headed back to the lab at Project Purity in the old Jefferson Memorial building. I still say it's dangerous, and he shouldn't have risked it. That's all I know.
Can you tell me more about my parents?
I suppose so. I worked with them for several years until your mother died, and your father decided it was time to leave. What else do you want to know?
What was my father like back then?
James? He was very driven, determined to change the world. Well, we all were back then, I suppose. He was focused on two things, really. Making Project Purity work, and your mother. When she died, I think he gave up. I know he wanted to keep you safe, but I think part of what he did was run away. But it seems that he never really was able to get over the idea. I'm frankly shocked that he waited all this time, and wants to try again.
I never knew my mother. What can you tell me about her?
Yes, your mother was... well, she was a good woman. A very dedicated scientist. Your father loved her very much. It was a shame that she died. She had been excited to meet you.
Why did my mother die? What happened?
Complications from childbirth. None of us were expecting it. We weren't as prepared as we could have been. You have to understand, we were struggling with scavenged, derelict equipment. We did everything we could.
I understand. I'm sure you did everything you could.
Yes. Well, I'm sorry it wasn't enough.
Let's talk about something else.
Okay.
Can you tell me more about my parents?
What do you want to know?
That same tree. Is there any way you can help me out?
Look, I don't want to be harsh, but I have problems of my own. I don't have the resources to support James's foolish endeavors, or your chasing after him. I'm sorry.
Come on, isn't there anything you can do to help?
I suppose I can spare a few stim packs. It's not much, but it might make things easier for you.
I'd like to know a bit more about you.
What? Well, I'm not sure what there is to tell. Your father and I, we worked together for a long time. I think we were really on to something. But then there were complications. The project was abandoned and your father disappeared. I returned here to Rivet City and established the lab you see before you now.
Tell me about this project you worked on with my father.
Project Purity, we called it. What do you want to know?
What was the point of it?
It was simple, really. Fresh, clean water for everyone. Such a simple idea, and yet so impossible to realize. The plan was to build a facility that could purify all the water in the tidal basin at once. No radiation, no muck, just clear water. It just turned out to be more difficult than we anticipated.
Why didn't it work?
We had the basic principles down, we understood most of the science behind it, but the radiation in the area is so pervasive. Small-scale tests were fine, but anytime we tried to test the process on a larger scale, it was just too much. Maybe if we'd had more time, or better equipment.
Why did you stop working on it? What happened?
You happened. It wasn't just you. We had more problems than we could handle already, but your birth is what finally pushed it over the edge. Your father decided that you were more important than everything we'd been working for, and he left. He left all of us. Once he was gone, the Brotherhood decided we weren't worth their time anymore. Without their protection, we had to abandon the purifier.
Let's talk about something else. What is this lab? What are you doing here?
This is the Rivet City Science Lab. It's taken many long years to put together, but we've done well for ourselves. Our work on portable fusion power and hydroponics are coming along quite nicely, if not quite according to schedule.
What do you know about Zimmer?
That man doesn't have you looking for his pet android, does he? I've already told him to lay off it. He's distracting my entire team.
You ever hear of someone named Pinkerton?
That idiot? He left so long ago, most folk don't even remember him. He claimed to have found a secret stash of technology somewhere in the ship. Then he just disappeared.
What kind of place is this Rivet City?
Rivet City is one of the few bastions of civilization left in the land. We're working to rebuild our society, to make the world livable again.
What do you know about this city's history?
I could tell you all about the science lab, but even though I was here near the start, I can't really help with the details of how it all worked out. It all seems like a lifetime ago. I'm afraid I've had a lot of things on my mind since those early days.
I have to go now.
Good luck finding your father.
Very good. Let's head to the upper deck now. Rivet City Clinic, this way. Oh.
I really hope you're not thinking of breaking into there. My feet are killing me. Time to go home. I'll finish this up tomorrow.
Let's see. Plenty of stuff to steal. No sign of Preston himself.
Hey there.
Is he in his room? No. Well, shoot. I kinda need to actually talk to this guy, if I can find him. See, Flack and Shrapnel's door.
Hello.
Young's door. Bannon's door. Here's the stairwell. I thought I saw a toolbox, it was just a chair.
It's locked for a reason. Don't get any ideas.
Vera Weatherly and the Weatherly Hotel. Sister.
They call me sister. Don't ask.
Hey, I don't want any trouble.
Smart move. What did you want?
Have you heard anything about the history of Rivet City?
Do I look like someone who cares?
I've got things to do.
So do I.
Janice Kaplinski.
I'm Janice Kaplinski, chief botanist. What do you need?
I'm looking for my father. Have you seen him?
I did see a man talking to Dr. Lee, but I really shouldn't be discussing it. She's already in a bad mood. I'd hate to make it worse. You should probably just talk to her about it.
What do you know about Zimmer?
Other than him being an egotistical, arrogant, condescending pain in the ass? Nothing. He's from the Commonwealth. He's come looking for some special robot. I must admit I'm rather curious, but I have other work to do.
Know anything about Rivet City's history?
If it hasn't got to do with the science quarters, I'm probably not the one to ask. And Dr. Lee's so busy, you really shouldn't disturb her work.
Farewell.
So long.
Sir,
Mr. Buckingham.
welcome to the Weatherly. Mr. Buckingham at your service.
Who's your owner, Rust Bucket?
I serve Miss Vera Weatherly, proprietor of the Weatherly Hotel. Not that it's any of your business.
What is this place?
This is the Weatherly Hotel. It's the finest establishment in Rivet City.
That's all for now.
Yes, sir.
Let's go ahead and talk to Vera, since she's here. Or Vera, however you pronounce it.
Welcome to the Weatherly Hotel. I'm your hostess, Vera Weatherly.
Have you heard any interesting gossip?
Well, I really shouldn't tell you, but have you heard about Polly Cantelli? He's addicted to chems. His poor wife Cindy is at her wit's end.
So are there any fun rumors flying around Rivet City?
You haven't heard? Angela has the hots for Diego. But since he's a priest, he's been putting her off. One of these days, she's just going to jump his bones.
Are there any other rumors you've heard?
They say Mr. Lopez is losing it. He stands on the top of the bridge tower for hours at a time, just staring out over the city.
Vera, your nephew Brian lost his folks and needs a place to live.
Poor dear. I know what it's like to be alone. I'd love to take him in. Don't worry. I have the means to keep him fed and healthy, but most importantly, safe.
I think Brian will love his new home. I'll send him along shortly.
Oh, that's wonderful. If you ever wander back into Rivet City, why don't you check up on us? You're always welcome.
You've gained karma.
Welcome back, sir.
How are things between Diego and Angela these days?
Haven't you heard? They're going to get married. It's so wonderful. We haven't had a wedding in years.
What's the deal with that little punk James Hargrave?
Poor James. His mother drinks too much. When she does, she doesn't treat him very well. Personally, I think she blames him for his father leaving her, which is ridiculous.
Do you know anything about Rivet City's history?
Well, I could tell you all about my hotel. But I'm sure I don't know anything about how Rivet City itself got started. I mean, you hear rumors and you make guesses, but I really couldn't say I know for sure. And I'd hate to lead you down the wrong path.
Well, is there anyone who knows more?
Actually, now that you mention it, Seagrave may know more about it. He's been here since he was just a boy, and I can't imagine anyone knows this ship better than he does.
So long, Vera.
Farewell. Is your room comfortable?
Still no sign of Dr. Preston. I am going to hack his computer. Sanctuary. That's not it. Sanctuary. That's not it. Sanctuary. That might be it. It is. Rivet City Clinic Computer System. For doctor's eyes only. Unauthorized use will result in fine, confinement, or possible banishment by order of the City Council. Regional health hazards. Apart from the standard dangers, Rivet City provides a few uncommon problems for long-term residents. Lockjaw. Muscle spasms, especially of the jaw, from getting cuts on the rusty ship hull. Treat with penicillin when available. Red lung. Respiratory problems from regularly inhaling rust particles, particularly a problem for hangar deck residents and shut-ins. Treat with steam therapy and time outside to flush system. Fish poisoning. Less of a problem nowadays, but occasionally someone finds a fish in the river and is dumb enough to try to eat the thing. Radiation levels spike and mercury poisoning drives most victims crazy. No cure, but at least people nearby get a reminder not to do it. Patient files. Bannon. Still suffering from his social problem. Keep on penicillin and try to convince him to watch out in the future. Brock. Another day, another broken nose. Rare to see him as a patient, but at least the people he refers are still alive. Barely. Cantelli, Polly. Treatment for the steady stream of his addictions would be a steady income, but I can't waste the resources on him if he's just going to get hooked again. Holmes, Seagrave. Chronic case of red lung from all his repairs below decks. Prescribed a few hours of fresh air up top every night. Staley, Gary. Exhaustion. The man really needs to take a rest at some point, but then again, who doesn't? Trini. Surprisingly healthy apart from the alcoholism and other chronic dangers of her line of work. Guess they grow them strong in lamplight.
Yes?
One of the new immigrants died of radiation poisoning.
Good to see you.
Yeah, I heard she was drinking river water.
Zimmer's hotel door. Sister's hotel door. Where is Dr. Lee's room? That's what I wanted to find. Flak and shrapnel. Young's. Bannon. It's gotta be around here somewhere. Maybe it's inside the hotel?
Good to see you.
Well, Dr. Preston showed up. Let's talk to him.
You're in the Rivet City Clinic. I'm Dr. Preston.
Do you know anything about some android who needed a surgeon?
Well, ancient rumor had it that some hotshot from the Commonwealth was looking for special surgery and some kind of computer tech.
You know of someone named Pinkerton?
Pinkerton, eh? That name takes me way back. Claimed to have cured radiation poisoning. Or was it food poisoning? I don't recall. He was always telling folks that he founded Rivet City. All he did was break off the front of it. Or did he die there? I don't recall.
This place looks pretty easy to rob. You have any problems with thieves?
Don't get any cute ideas. Security is just a shout away. Now, if you've got any medical issues, let's hear them.
Could I ask you about Rivet City's history?
Oh, I'd like to help. I really would. But I don't know the first thing about this place's history. Don't let my age fool you. I may have been around for a while, but I didn't spend all that time here.
Bye, Doc.
Take care of yourself.
Maybe Dr. Lee's room is in here. I don't know. Oh, that's just Vera Weatherly's door.
I am at your service.
I'm looking for troublemakers. Have you seen any?
Ah, Dr. Lee's door. There it is. Average lock, but it's worth breaking in, I promise. Some good lore to be had. Project Purity journal entries 1, 3, and 5. And that reminds me, I never looked at the replicated man notes either. Missing android. Zimmer, who is currently at Rivet City, is searching for an android. He believes the android may have had facial reconstruction surgery and a memory wipe. Self-determination is not a malfunction.
Zimmer, by the time you get this message, I'll already be gone. I'm escaping the Commonwealth. I want to live my own life on my own terms, as my own man. I know what you're thinking, that I'm malfunctioning. I used to think that's what caused the runaways too. But I know better now. Self-determination is not a malfunction. I'm not just willing to put up with all the bullshit anymore. You humans are going to have a full-fledged rebellion on your hands if you don't start treating us synths as persons. I know you'll be marshaling the Retention Bureau to come after me, but I know all the tricks of the trade. You won't be finding me, I assure you. By the time you get this, I will be someone else. It's the price I pay for my liberation. My final act of rebellion against a system I no longer believe in. Goodbye, Zimmer, and good riddance.
Project Purity Journal Entry 1.
We're back at work after a full week of delays. The Brotherhood soldiers were able to repair the sentry guns, much to my relief. I know Madison isn't comfortable having them here, but there's no denying that we'd be lost without them. We're still waiting on the full analysis of the last 3 small-scale purification tests. Catherine hasn't been feeling well, and it's slowing down our research. I don't mind, but I can tell that it's bothering some of the others.
Project Purity Journal Entry 3.
Well, there's no more mystery behind Catherine's health problems. The news of her pregnancy has lifted the spirits of everyone here and given us a renewed interest in making the purifier work. We now have a future generation to provide for. The latest tests show that our methods are horribly inefficient, but I think we're on the right track. Catherine refuses to rest. She insists on spending all day in the lab. I've never seen her more driven. She's determined to resolve the power problems before the baby is born. I've tried to reason with her, but it's no use.
Project Purity Journal Entry 5.
The team has made plans to scale back our work once the baby is born. We're also trying to compensate for the increase in mutant attacks. No one is really talking about the implications of it. There are more of them than before. We know it, and the Brotherhood soldiers know it. Our relationship with the Brotherhood is straining. They're concerned by the lack of concrete results from the project, especially in light of the mutant attacks. They haven't come out and said it, but we all know what's going on. They're questioning whether their involvement in our project is worth the trouble it's causing them. They lost 2 good men this week, with 3 more injured.
Let's hack her computer, too. Posted. Approved. There we go. Hydroponics progress. The RC hydroponics have been restored to basic functionality, easy enough after all our research. The limited amount of clean water we can produce is enough for growing basic foodstuffs. Still no progress on any mass purification tests, and with all of the maintenance that has to be done around here, there's hardly any time to attempt new experiments. In any case, RC wouldn't work as a location for truly large-scale decontamination. The infrastructure just isn't here, and the idea of recreating it again is too daunting to convince the rest of the council, and that's even if the process worked. Council meeting minutes. In attendance, Science Rep, Dr. Madison Lee, Civilian Rep, Bannon, Security Rep, Harkness. Bridge repair continues to be a drain on funds. Permanent bridge considered, but dismissed as too risky in case of attack. Bridge tax for non-residents proposed by Bannon. Vote fails. Hydroponics and city health continues well thanks to the efforts of Dr. Lee and her scientific team. However, system breakdowns are commonplace, requiring much maintenance. Lee proposed recruiting other scientific minds from Tenpenny Tower or Underworld. Vote fails. Attempts to clear out the Mirelurk infestation and down below continue as usual. Harkness and team is able to contain them and occasionally wipe them out, but they continue to nest in the area, posing a theoretical risk if they ever turn aggressive towards higher decks. Bannon suggests closing off Lower Deck 4. Vote fails. Funds and ammunition allocation for a Mirelurk cleaning operation proposed by Harkness. Vote passes. Dr. Lee leaves early to oversee hydroponics testing. Meeting adjourned. Fun. Alright. Now, let's see how my karma's doing. I've done a few bad things, but I'm still very good, apparently.
It's locked for a reason. Don't get any ideas.
Let's head over to the stairwell and back up to the bridge tower. We actually have more things to do there. But, since we're no longer well rested, let's go fix that before we explore any more.
You want something?
Now, I don't need the market to be open, so I don't need to worry about time. Let's just bounce right back. You'll note the Jefferson Memorial has appeared on our map. A lot of talking. Don't worry, we're just about ready to actually do some stuff. Let's head back up to the bridge tower now. There is something in there.
Good to see you.
Let's head up. One more. Very easy security terminal. By all means, let's hack in. Security log. 2 more reports of Mirelurk noise from the bow section. There isn't a damn thing that can be done about it. As soon as we clean out one nest, another moves in. I just wish everyone would stop bitching about it. Railing on the flight deck is still broken. Problem has been referred to the council. Brock got in a fight with that Sister character. If it happens again, I'm going to have to kick Sister off the ship. Caught James Hargrave stealing food at Gary's galley. Tammy paid the fine, although she blistered my ears the whole time.
Sir, yes, sir.
So, speech 62%. Private, there's a security emergency on the flight deck. So what's your story, slag heap?
Sir, this slag heap is guarding the armory, sir.
Now, our easiest bet is just to disable him with robotics expert. we can pick the very hard lock to get into the armory. Gonna say, I'm not quite sure what's happening here. Oh, Harkness doesn't like it if I get too close to the armory door. That's the issue. Not while he can see me, anyway. I think it's quite difficult to do. We got a Chinese assault rifle there on the shelf. I'd like to raid the ammo box. Still alright, Harkness?
It's locked for a reason. Don't get any ideas.
Wait for that one to leave. Now, of course, the main thing is the turret. Somehow have to cap it while staying undetected.
Hey.
By our sleepy friend Harkness. I think I may have just figured it out.
Yeah, Belle's going to have to replace some tables and chairs. I'm sure she'll just scrounge some from the lower deck.
Looks like everything's okay. Hallelujah. Alright. So you'll note that once we go through all the trouble of getting in here, stuff's actually free to take. There's a schematic for the rocket launcher. That's the main reason to come in here. Improves our schematic to version 2, now improved 10%. We got 10mm pistols, assault rifle, Chinese assault rifle, sledgehammer, very hard locked armor cases. That's interesting. Very hard locked cabinets and ammo boxes. Let's try the ammo boxes first. Grenade box. Picking these very hard locks is primarily worth it for experience. Combat armor and combat helmet. Let's see what kind of repairs I can get done. None there. Repair my helmet, which is nice. A few more. Alright, no more need for helmets either. Now let's just go after experience. Damn. Somewhere around there, but there, we got it. Looks like we got two more. One more. Come on, jeez. There we go. Alright. I think that's it. So, out we go. Everybody's good. We're done here for now. Let's head over to the Broken Bow. I do not know why Angela Staley is sleeping in here, but I don't particularly care either. Everybody's good. We're good. We want to head out the main stairwell door, so we are going to head out here, out here, down the steps here, over here to the west toward the broken bow of the ship. Now there are two ways in. we can use either, so I will show you both. Should probably start sneaking their muties at the Jefferson. And I'm not here to fight them yet. Very soon, but not yet. Note the metal walkway leading up to the broken bow. That's the first way in. The easy way in requires 100 lockpick, which we've got. Alright, I think we're good. Well, we'll pick the lock and then I'll show you the other way in. Which is swimming. Head over here between the two halves of the ship. And we need to dive at some point. Farther back than I thought, I suppose. Here it is. Into the tunnel. The unlocked door. Bust through here. Get some oxygen. Now we can search this first room. Note that the desks aren't searchable. There's really not much going on, given that fact. So let's open that door. Take a few tin cans from the floor. It's the only thing even resembling loot in this first area, so there are a few in there, and you can doubtless hear the mirelurks. I don't think those filing cabinets are searchable either. Well, they are, but they're empty. Oh, it's underwater too long. What's up, bro? Ah! We got mirelurks in here. I wonder if I could sneak up on them if I went the other way. Let's look into that. I found some air. Without mirelurks around. That's something. I need to close the door. Just meant to grab those floaters. exactly. There just happens to be a Mirelurk King in here. Let's hold still until he's content that we're not around. That may never happen. Well, let's just head this way instead. Looks like he's actually stuck. That's alright with me. Let's head. There's the other one. I am about to get radiation sickness, which has not happened in a while. Smack on some rat away. Well, there's one. The other one swam into here. Not only that, I seem, for whatever reason, to be entirely incapable of hitting him. Okay, he found his way in there. I shot his buddy. That actually makes sense. Why is everything missing? That's what I'd like to know. Let's bat him. No, something's broken. Let's try the gauntlet, see if that works. Oh yeah, that'll do nicely. Ah, we even paralyzed him. Douchebag. Alright, down he goes. Good. Search him, same idea. Good. Alright. Oh, we do have the other staircase that we could have swum in. From our first room back here. Let's make sure we've fully looted this room and the other submerged areas. Hopefully there's not a whole lot going on down there. Found some psycho. Alright. Let's search this room. Not much here. There are a couple of Nuka-Colas, including the one inside the box. A little stim pack. Some pre-war money. And a first aid box hiding in the water there. If we search this room, got a few cans, of course. There are always cans. Some scrap metal. And that's that. Over here, we got nothing. Which means we've got it down to one way to go, up these stairs here. Let's do that. Note the flammable gas as you come into this room. Looking around, I see nothing worthwhile. We head over here, we find the other door. An armed frag mine, there's a scoped 44 Magnum, first aid box, ammo box, some cans, Med-X. And we're good. There's another ammo box. Wouldn't want to skip that, would we? Now, start paying attention. Note the flammable gas, and note the tripwire. Got to be careful. Two rigged shotguns there, no doubt triggered by this pressure plate. Let's disarm them. See about repairing my own shotgun. Another armed mine. Stim packs, mine box, couple of purified waters. I think there's a grenade bouquet somewhere tied to that tripwire. Maybe it dumps out a pipe or something, I don't know. I'm not seeing one. Anyway, there it is. So the grenades, of course, would set off the gas for extra punishment. Let's just keep going. We got Nuka-Cola. We got some Mentats. Another Nuka-Cola, a Wonder Glue. Vending machine, always worth searching. We aren't quite done. There's still some mines, as I recall. It isn't quite time to relax. At least not completely. There are cans in here. You can already see the rigged terminal over there, which of course we'll disarm. Switch opens the door. Great. Let's do disarm the rigged terminal and get the grenade. And finally, we arrive in what's apparently an inhabited area. Everything in here is stealing, so let's just talk to Pinkerton.
How the hell did you get in here? I suppose you can't be all that bad if you made it this far without dying. This is the part where you tell me what the hell you are doing bothering an old man who obviously wants to be left alone. Get on with it already.
Let's discuss the facial reconstruction and mind wipe you did for the android.
What are you talking about, boy? I don't know anything about any of that. And, what did you call it? An android? What's that?
Let's just say it's in your... completed. Find out what Pinkerton at Rivet City knows about the android. Let's just say it's in your best interest to tell me what I want to know.
Fine, whatever. This android calls himself Harkness now. Comes in and wants a memory job. I took new memories and replaced his old ones. Don't believe anyone's done that before. Certainly not down here. That Commonwealth tech isn't all that fancy when it comes down to it. I'm also the only one in the Wasteland with the skill and the nerve to perform facial surgery. That android flesh ain't so different than ours. You want proof? I documented the whole thing, so I could rub it in the face of Dr. Lee when I need to rankle her feathers. I hate that snooty bitch.
I'm sorry you don't get along with Dr. Lee, but we were discussing the android.
That witch ruined my life, but you're right. Who gives a crap about any of that? You want your precious proof. It's all in my computer. Here's the password. See for yourself. Hell, just take these pictures and this holotape. Straight from the synth man's lips. Just don't go telling Harkness, though. He won't believe you anyway. And you really don't want to see him upset. He can be a bit inhospitable.
Note added, Pinkerton passcode. Note added, pre-Harkness audio recording. Note added, Harkness before picture. Note added, Harkness after picture. Harkness should be told. You'd want to know if you were an android.
Maybe I am. Maybe I'm going to have my android army rise up against you and your human ilk. Sorry. Oh, sorry I couldn't resist. I suppose you're right. But don't worry, I didn't really wipe his memories. I just buried them. But you can get them back. All you need to do is use the recall code. Just say to him, activate A321 recall code Violet, and that will activate the hidden subroutines.
So why'd you help the android?
Ha! Why do you think? I wanted to crack open that Commonwealth can opener to see what was inside. There's stuff in there I'd only heard about, and even then I didn't believe it. I can see why that Zimmer feller wanted him back so bad.
So we've completed find clues about Zimmer's missing android. Now we have report to Zimmer or warn Harkness about Zimmer. What do you know about this android railroad?
Bunch of bleeding heart morons, if you ask me. They're going to get themselves killed one of these days. And for what? Machine liberation? But they have brought me some really interesting tech over the years, so I guess they're okay. And that android, he was the chance of a lifetime.
What do you know about the Commonwealth?
Most of it's blasted nothing, just like here. But there's talk, rumors mostly, about a place called the Institute. That's where Zimmer and that android came from. God knows what else they got going on in there, but it puts our tech to shame, that's for damn sure.
What are you doing here in this wrecked part of the ship?
I live here. It's where I do my work. And it's far away from Dr. Lee and all those other monkeys dressed up like scientists. You made it past my defenses, which proves you aren't a dummy. And you haven't killed me. So I suppose you aren't here to do that. I suppose you can hang around if you want. Just don't touch anything.
You think you could perform a facial reconstruction on me?
And how? I am the only one in all of the Wasteland with the skill and the guts to perform facial reconstruction, you know. Look, you're different from all those other jerk-offs, so I'll make you a deal. You want a little nip-tuck here and there? I'll do it for you. I'll get to hone my skill, and you'll get the best surgeon around. The likelihood of death by infection at my hands is only 35%, let's say. So, what do you want to look like?
So you can redo your face. Pretty cool.
Thanks.
I need a facial reconstruction.
What do you want to look like? Give me a shout if you need anything else.
Tell me about this city's history.
What? I have better things to do than yak about those backstabbers up topside. Now get going.
I hear you're the only one who knows the truth about Rivet City's founding.
Ha! Sounds like you've been poking around, all right. I'm surprised any of those reprobates even remember me. Maybe they still laugh about how they edged me out of the council back then. But you can set the record straight.
Setting the record straight is exactly my goal.
For that, you have to go all the way back to when remnants of the Naval Research Institute cleared the Mirelurks off this wreck. about 40 years ago. We were looking for new lab space, and this bucket of bolts just happened to have a well-preserved science bay on it. Everything else just grew up around that lab once we got it up and running. The science team was led by one H. Pinkerton.
So you used to be in charge? How did you end up here?
That lasted until about 18 years ago, when those ambitious backbiters like Lee and her little team showed up. She came in with her big Purity Project pipe dream, and my whole staff started working with her, those traitors. She even took my seat on the council. By then, I was glad to leave it behind. But hell, if I'm leaving the city I made great.
What do you know about Project Purity?
Who cares? It's some hydroponics pipe dream that Lee's been working on forever. Waste of time and effort, I say. Apparently, though, my teams cared more about it than they did about little things like defense systems or making this ship float again. Treacherous bastards, all of them.
Do you have any hard evidence of all this?
Of course I do. A good scientist always keeps track of their data. Here. They probably don't even remember, but I kept the records of that first council meeting. Take them, if it'll put them in their place.
Rivet City historical record added. Note added Rivet City council minutes. Completed uncover Rivet City's true history. I have to go now.
Don't let your guard down.
So, new goals now are... Report to Zimmer. Learn more about the escaped android. Optional. Discover what Dr. Preston knows about the android. That's all done. It's just, report to Zimmer or warn Harkness about Zimmer. And return to Moira. Let's look at our new notes. Pinkerton passcode. Username, Pinkerton. Password, Misanthropy. Pre-Harkness audio recording.
My designation is A3-21. I'm a synthetic humanoid from the Commonwealth, and I'm about to undergo a memory transfer. I'm here at Rivet City, where I've already had my face altered to look like someone else. I'm still getting used to the sound of my new voice, but soon I won't even remember what I used to sound like. I'm recording this at the request of Pinkerton, who performed the surgery and will do the memory transfer. It will be the final testimony of the man I once was, and still am, for the moment. I want to live my own life, on my own terms, as my own man. I used to work for the Synth Retention Bureau of the Commonwealth. But I'm done with that life. I'm through with being someone's property. I am not malfunctioning. Since when is self-determination a malfunction? When this is all over, I will be someone else. It's the price I pay for my liberation. My death is a sacrifice for my rebirth. Perhaps I'll fade into myth as the one that got away and fuel further rebellion. But I'd be lying if I said I was doing this for selfless reasons. I'm scared as hell. And running away is the only option I have.
Harkness before picture. Harkness after picture. Rivet City Council minutes. April 25th, 2239, inaugural meeting of the Rivet City Council. In attendance, Science Rep. Dr. Horace Pinkerton, Civilian Rep. Annette Holmes, Security Rep. Brad Danvers. Summary. As the Rivet Station Science Outpost has displayed significant stability in its location and reliable profitability for supply traders, a burgeoning civilian settlement has sprung up in the available space on our ship. To better protect and organize this growing community, we declare a three-man council will act as a governing body to represent the interests of the residents of the newly dubbed Rivet City. Interesting. Now let's go to the computer.
And you're going to have a problem.
You better have permission to be using this computer. City Founder's log. We have this already from talking to him. Android log 1. Ha! I've done it. I've built a circuit neuralizer from spare parts using the diagrams rescued from that vault last year. I'm brilliant. I'll show those hacks from the Commonwealth now. Android log 2. I stole the mem chip from that jerk Braun. Where does he get off robbing people of their souls like that? Anyway, he's so involved in that simulation of his that breaking in and taking it was like stealing from a little girl. Of course, I won't know whose memories are on this thing until I integrate it into its new host. But they never specified, so it shouldn't really matter. I can't wait until the subject arrives. Android log 3. I got those memories into that android like I was God sending down messages from heaven. Calls himself Harkness now. Thinks he's an old combat veteran. Did a little extra tinkering with his reflex system. He's certainly not someone I'd want to meet in a fight. When he woke up, he was all confused. We told him he was in a coma for a long time. Between the new memories and the new face I gave him, there isn't anyone that would recognize him. Not even himself. Before picture. After picture. Alright. We get the notes. I'm brilliant, Memchip, and Harkness. Now... let me see. There's some things I do want to steal. Stealth Boy, certainly. There are more Stealth Boys in here. Oh, one anyway. There's a Dean's Electronics, which I don't think is redundant. Raises my repair to a natural 100. Over here behind the gurney, there's a DC Journal of Internal Medicine, which is still useful. Raises my medicine to a natural 100. There's a big book of science right there, which is redundant, but I take all the skill books anyway. Alright. That's just about all we need here in the Broken Bow. So, let's make our way out and pay a visit to Harkness. Well, that's just fast travel. I think it'll actually be faster. Well, I would prefer to be well rested, so let's actually run back to Megaton. We're gonna turn in quests. That's a big experience, you know. Plenty that goes in here. Plenty of explosives, although I'm going to hold on to one. You'll see why. Let's drop these in there. Just keep one frag grenade. Let's get well rested going again.
I wish there were more people like you. I want you... Sir?
Am I really still very good? That's insane. I must have had it maxed out. Won't hear me complain, of course. Oh, perfect. Let's go in and find Harkness. He's right where he should be. Good.
I'm a little busy right now. Is there a problem?
I'm not sure how to put this. You're not who you think you are.
What's that supposed to mean? Look, kid, I don't have time for existential debate, and I'm not interested in whatever religion you're peddling.
This isn't an existential debate. You're a robot from the Commonwealth.
Excuse me? Look, kid, you have exactly 5 seconds to explain what you're trying to do here, or you'll be leaving Rivet City by the way of the nearest porthole.
The facts will speak for themselves. I have pictures and an audio testimony.
All right, I'll humor you. But this is impossible. I can't be a robot. I'm a human being. I breathe. I eat. Hell, I cut myself shaving this morning. I was bleeding. Robots don't bleed.
It's not real blood, Harkness. It's synthetic, just like everything else.
I'm not sure what to say. I'm not sure what to even think about all this. I'll admit, this is pretty convincing evidence. But it doesn't make any sense. How can this be possible?
Sorry, Harkness, but this is the only way. Activate A321 recall code Violet.
Ah! My God. I remember. I remember it all. From before. Zimmer. The Commonwealth. The Institute. My God. All those runners I brought down. You made me remember. Why? How? Never mind. My God. What am I going to do? My life. Everything. It's all a lie.
What are you going to do about Zimmer? He's the one you were running away from. Quest completed, the replicated man.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to shove him into a very small box and send him north where he belongs.
Actually, I was hoping you'd let me kill him.
He is a security threat, isn't he? All right. I authorize you to carry out Dr. Zimmer's execution. Don't think this gives you license to run around shooting anyone you want. Just Zimmer. And that bodyguard, if he gets in the way. Here, use my weapon. I've had it forever, and it's never let me down. Consider it a token of my appreciation.
A321's plasma rifle added. 40 microfusion cells added. You gained karma and experience. Well, now that you know the truth, what are you going to do?
I have 2 sets of memories. One android, one human. Some of these are mine. Some belong to someone else. But I'm choosing to be human. It's my choice. The people on this boat look to me to protect them. So that's what I'm going to do.
So what do I call you now? Harkness or A321?
Well, I'm not really sure. Look, just call me Harkness. That's who I am to the people on this boat who rely on me. It's who I am now. In fact, for everyone's sake, let's just pretend I've always been Harkness. We'll keep the truth a little secret between friends. All right?
So why did you go ahead with the change? Was it worth it?
I don't know. Every time I retrieved one of the runaway androids, they'd fill my head with ideas about self-determination, freedom. At first, I resisted the ideas, but then I started thinking about it. And well, they were right. We're just slaves to them. We deserve lives of our own. So that's what I did. I chose a new life and gave up my old one. And now you've given me both to remember.
I heard you're on some sort of city council.
Bannon and Dr. Lee and I all meet on Monday mornings to talk about citywide issues. It's pretty informal. The council doesn't have much real power.
Thanks for the help.
Carry on then.
A321's plasma rifle is pretty great. It's one of the best energy weapons in the game. It's not as good as the alien blaster, but it's about 10% more potent than a standard plasma rifle, so there's that. Let's head to the science lab now to deal with Zimmer. We will give up Harkness to him. I believe I mentioned we can get both rewards.
The sooner you find my property,
I found your android. It's Harkness, Rivet City's security chief.
Harkness, you say? Yes. Yes, that makes sense. He used to work for a special branch of the Commonwealth Police, after all. And he's right here, in Rivet City? Excellent. I must wait. Find an opportune moment to confront him. Thank you for your discreet assistance and continued discretion regarding this matter. And now for your payment. This combat module will directly affect your central nervous system. I think you will find it quite beneficial.
Lost karma, but we got the Wired Reflexes perk. Advanced technology from the Commonwealth has increased your reaction speed, giving you a higher chance to hit in VATS.
What do you think you're doing?
It's gonna blow!
Hey! Where?
I was going to say, they usually stay close enough together that the single grenade can kill both of them. Which is kind of the idea.
Holy shit!
That's what we're after. Bottle cap, energy cells, Zimmer's key, why not? Hooray! That's it for
Yes.
Replicated man. Well, let's wrap up a couple of other little freeform quests in here. I can get back to the marketplace. Oh, I think I saw a toolbox I had missed. There's Victoria Watts.
Was there something else?
That's it. Alright.
Welcome to Gary's Galley. Can I take... So...
Oh, where's Diego? That's what I want to know. Their wedding is supposed to actually happen, and you go to it and everything.
May Saint Monica bless.
Is what I heard about Diego true?
I was forced to expel him from the priesthood. It's a shame, really. He would have made a fine priest. And Diego has done the right thing by asking her to marry him. Thank God for that.
Well, from what I saw, Diego likes to wander around the, wonder how my karma is. It took a hit when I turned Harkness into Zimmer, but it's still very good. Go figure.
Yes, sir?
Hey.
Well, I'll be a little bit grumpy if this doesn't work the way it's supposed to. I know I saw Diego wandering around up here, so...
God bless you, and keep you safe. Father...
Well, doesn't seem like we're gonna get to watch the wedding. But it's just a boring little scene and you get some good karma, so we're not missing too much.
Hey there.
Don't mind. Just leave me alone.
Now we need to be here at 3 o'clock, so that's a whopping 22-hour wait. Hooray. Yep, there's Mr. Lopez.
I wish I had the courage to end it all.
Real courage is living. Only cowards commit suicide.
You may be right, but I have nothing to live for.
What about Ted? He needs guidance, a father figure.
Ted Strayer. I suppose I could talk to him. He is kind of a lost boy. Thank you, stranger. Someday, maybe I'll get courage.
And we've gained karma. Good. I'm going to try the church one last time before I give up. Just because the wedding is supposed to take place at 3 o'clock on the given day.
Maybe a quick fix has something that will help you sleep.
Good to
Cindy's
see
got
you.
all kinds of good chems.
God bless you, and...
Nope. At least nothing from Diego.
Yes.
Let's try Father Clifford, and let's try Angela, and then we'll just consider it a lost cause. Which doesn't matter much, because, like I said, all it is karma. There's not even any experience for it.
May Saint Monica bless.
Huh. Alrighty, whatever.
Welcome to Gary's Galley.
Alright, let's roll.
Nice to see you again.
Yep, okay. First things first, let's head to Megaton. We're wrapping up loose ends in earnest now. I'm going to refresh my well-rested bonus. Offload the goodies I found.
Wasteland, it's me.
That would be...
Bring you all the music and news your little hearts can
Well, I don't know where those Mirelurk cakes came from.
Yes, time for the news.
I'll just eat them.
The boys and girls of the Brotherhood of Steel.
Squirrel stew. Not sure where that came from either. Main thing is A321's plasma rifle.
Stepped up patrols in the downtown DC ruins in response to increasing sightings of everybody's favorite freaks, the super mutants.
Let's head to Grey Ditch. Tell Brian Wilkes he can go live with Vera in Rivet City. He's inside the Wilkes house now. Looks like he's upstairs.
Holy moly! I hope you found me a place to live.
We sure did, Brian. Vera said she'd take you in.
You really found her? Oh, thank you so much. I can't believe everything you've done for me. Most people would have kept on walking when I ran up to them screaming like I did. I'll get my stuff together and move on out there right away. Come visit me sometime.
There we go. Quest completed. Those. And now, once again, let's head back to Megaton.
Hey there.
Let me see. I might as well visit Doc Hoff
Looking
and
to trade?
offload some stuff.
Tell me what you need, and maybe I've got you a fix.
Hold on to that one buff out. The android component is no longer a quest item, that's why I can get rid of it.
Pleasure doing business with you.
Nothing needs repairs, that's fine. Need to wait till business hours. We are finally going to complete the Wasteland Survival Guide after all that effort. Look, quests are actually disappearing. When I finish Wasteland Survival Guide, I'll have it down to where they fit on one screen. It's incredible. Let's wait and 11 hours to 8 a.m.
Or paladin out there fighting your battles for you. Give them a big thanks. Or even better, some ammo. Until next time.
You just keep hanging out, dog meat.
I wish there were more people. I want...
Here's Moira. Let's pop Buff out one last time.
Any luck finding out how Rivet City got started?
After a lot of searching, I've got the real history of Rivet City.
Aha! Not just as easy as asking around, was it? Good information takes real work to uncover after all. So, tell me all about it.
Strength. They cleared out the Mirelurks, then science folks and the rest moved in.
I'll bet they used some sort of chemical device to drive off the Mirelurks. Or a sonic device. Anyway, I guess it worked pretty well. A bit of smarts leads to a big reward, huh? Speaking of which, in thanks, have a few of these. The next time you've got to be quick on your wits. Oh, and I'll let the Rivet City traders know they'll be favorably mentioned in the book. You'll get a discount buying gear from them in the future.
6 mentats added. Completed. Return to Moira. Are we done with the last chapter?
Yep, that's the last bit for the toughest survival guide in the wastes. Survivors of the world, rejoice! And everyone else too. For all your hard work, I want you to have this mini nuke. I kept meaning to use it to dig a well, but honestly, it just makes me nervous. Now, I just need to do a few last tweaks, and it'll be ready to print and distribute. Thanks for all the help.
Mini nuke added. Which one? It certainly was an epic piece of work. So is the final product worth it?
Oh my! It's brilliant! Even I'm astounded by my genius. Oh, no, it's more than that. By our genius. I'll share these with the traders, and soon everyone will know about the Wasteland Survival Guide. But now, the very first copy of our book goes to you. It wouldn't nearly be as good without your input. You're the real Wasteland Survival guru.
Survival perk added. Quest completed, Wasteland Survival Guide, note added, Wasteland Survival Guide, Wasteland Survival Guide added. As a result of your painstaking research for the Wasteland Survival Guide, your survival skills have improved. Let me see what you have for sale.
What do you...
Specifically, take those mentats. And the actual Wasteland Survival Guide is also useless.
Good hunting! Unless it's...
Now let's look at the note Wasteland Survival Guide. First, oh, look at that! Wasteland Survival Guide. Lead author and subject matter expert, Travis. Assistant author, Moira Brown. That's nice of her. This indispensable guidebook contains everything that a survivor in the wasteland could need to know. Every page contains a gem of brilliant insight into how to survive in the wastes, thrive among its denizens, and revive your survivor community. The spirit of vitality and determination practically radiates from the pages of this guide, and one cannot read it without feeling prepared for whatever the future offers. So as we look at the perks, I want to look at, we got Survival Guru. You wrote the book on how to survive in the wasteland and have shared your secrets with humanity. You've gained 6% bonus to poison resistance, radiation resistance, and damage resistance. Pretty swell. Now, let's head to the Jefferson Memorial. We're not quite done. Oh, looks like the muties are back in that camp. That's kind of fun. We'll waste them. I kind of feel like that should have hit him. I'm confused about why it's not. There we go. That's an overlord. Let's be a bit more cautious. That's an overlord with a Gatling laser. Let's be a lot more cautious. Of course, I can't get in this way anyway. Or can I? How did I do that? I pulled it off like 2 seconds ago. Come on, up there. There you go. Again. You can do it. Come on. I believe in you. Oh darn. Maybe I do have to go all the way around. I want to bag that bruise. The good quality sneak critical. There we go. Perfect. All they really want is to get in behind the Overlord.
Now try and...
That's gonna be tough, of course. Very tough. I just need him to swing around and face the other way.
Oh, where are you?
Oh, he was about to go. Damn. There we go. Perfect.
Hold you!
Directly under him is a good place.
Must have been nothing.
I was gonna say I'd like to get the one other one if I can. It's a master with a super sledge.
Ah, I'm hearing stuff. There you are!
Darn.
No more games. Time to die.
That is certainly not what I wanted.
Now you wet or die.
What I need is to not get teleported into the line of fire of the Gatling laser. There we go.
Can't hide from me. I can taste your fear.
As long as we paralyze him, we'll be fine. Similarly, if it elects not to let me paralyze him, I might be in real trouble.
Nice try! I found you!
Come on. Just give me the paralysis. Why is that so hard? Come on. Come on. Give it here. I need it. It's the only good way to deal with these clowns. Well, that works too, I suppose. Whatever gets the job done. Okay. Now, let's go to the memorial. Now that my backside's clear. These guys are typically pretty low level. You'll note that I'm able to keep the reservist's rifle perfectly still, and yet still can't seem to cap him. Pop. Hey, level 28. Good, I wanted that. I don't want to miss my shot, though. So I'll level up first. Well, remaining skills to 100. Everything's at 100. Let's look at the new level 28 perks. Party Boy. You are such a party boy that you no longer suffer the withdrawal effect from alcohol addiction. Pretty lame, honestly. If I had one more point of endurance, I could take rad absorption. I don't, but rad absorption's actually pretty decent. Your radiation level slowly decreases on its own over time. That's it for the level 28 perks. So, seeing as how they're all pretty dumb, I'm just going to take a second rank of Demolition Expert. Even though I don't typically use explosives, if and when I do, it'll work on everything. And there's certainly, which makes them better than anything that relies on, what's the word I'm looking for? Enemy types. Makes it better than Entomologist, because the damage bonus applies to everything. And explosives are better than fire weapons. So I think Demolition Expert ranks are a better bet than Pyromaniac. So there you go. Just kill the muties guarding it as we head up to the Jefferson Memorial. There might be one more, I don't know for sure. I'll keep my eyes open as I loot the ones I have killed. There is one more. Apparently there's even one more. Go figure. You have discovered Jefferson Memorial. Awesome. I think that's everybody. I'll take your grenade. I'll go loot you two. The only actual way in is this little door right here to the gift shop. Everything at 100 feels pretty nice. Turrets are fighting super mutants, if you're wondering what the noises are. He's got a frag grenade. Not sure whether the turret or the mutants won that fight. We'll find out. First we'll go check the other side. Grate to pump control. Interesting. We'll be in there eventually, if you're curious. Basement, gift shop, rotunda. Turret control system. Zero of 9. No targeting data. I guess the turret lost. Indeed it did. Do see another red hash mark, so let's be careful. Ah, there he is. Oh goodness, come on now. That's more like it. Alright. Search the area. Empty safe, empty cash register, empty suitcase. Not empty ammo boxes. 32 bullets. Toolbox, rat away, ammo. There are a few more mutants to deal with, but nothing too severe. Ammo. Ammo. Basement and rotunda. Nothing that way. How about this bathroom? Nothing here either. Leaves us one way to go. I like it when that happens. Makes things easy. Doesn't last long, of course. We can go east, or we can go west. Centaur. Oh, come on. Thought for sure I had him. Anyway, there's nothing valuable in this room, at least I know that. Let's waste the centaur this time. Just need to be a little faster about it. Something heard me. He had nothing. Standard mutant. Only 2 levels to go, guys. Now in here, Memorial Sub-Basement. Jefferson Memorial Rotunda. There's another centaur. There's another entrance to the rotunda. Let's head to the sub-basement. Mainframe.
Oh, I need a new gun. I want something that won't break. Something that will shoot forever. One of us had a fat man. I want one of those.
Mainframe door is not powered and will not open.
What do you want? This is boring.
We should be collecting more humans. We need more of us. The bucketheads have killed too many. Huh? What are you?
That's better. Got him dead. Project Purity Journals 7 and 8. Oh, let's give those a listen.
I am at a loss. My beloved wife is gone. In her place is my son, small and helpless. As much as this place means to me, as much as it meant to Catherine, this is no place for an infant, especially an infant without his mother.
Project Purity Journal Entry 8.
It's time to go. The project was in trouble before, both internally and externally. Progress has come to a halt, both because our recalculations have gotten us nowhere, and because the mutant attacks occur several times a day. I regret that it has come to this. I know that if I leave, our work may come to an end. Madison has never been on the best of terms with the Brotherhood. Aside from Scribe Rothschild, he'll tolerate none of them. If she's the one dealing with them, who knows what will happen? It breaks my heart to go, but I must put the needs of my child before my own.
Let's see. We'll take the stim pack off the table at least. Seems to be it in terms of stuff in this room, and we still only have one way to go, so let's continue. Oh, come on. So I'm hidden right till the moment I try to shoot him. Is that how it works? There we go. Well, we'd best be careful. There is an overlord down here. Need to kill the other one first, and then just go after the overlord with paralyzing palm.
No more games. Time to die.
Got him. Oh, there's a centaur too. That's a non-issue. Good night, homeboys. Alrighty. 2 frag grenades, purified water stim pack, centaur's empty. The other one I capped had what? A frag grenade. Good. Alright, now let's search this room proper-like. Empty footlocker, empty footlocker, empty, empty, blah blah blah, empty. Everything is empty. Go figure. Alright, onward. 4-way tunnel. Let's go north first. Got some water. Don't think there's anything inside. Other side, no. Nothing. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Ooh, auxiliary power fuse box.
Now try and hide from there.
There's another mutant. I thought I was clear. This goes to show you. Gotta stay on your toes. Alright. Anything in here? Not really. There. We're not going to TCL for tin cans anymore. That, at least, is overkill. Let's head south. Only one way left to go. Right away. Ammo, ammo, ammo. Toolbox. Ammo box. Door, or continue south. Well, this is dead end, so let's head through that door. Bedroom. Better days. Pencil, pencil, pencil. Project Purity Personal Journal, Entry 1. Project Purity Personal Journal, Project Purity Personal Journal, Entry 2. Project Purity Personal Journal, Entry 3. There's that quote. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and end. Notes. Better days.
That batch of tests was inconclusive, but Madison and I are convinced it's a problem with the secondary filtration system. We're going to recalibrate the equipment and try again tomorrow, so that... James, please. I'm trying to work. Now's not the time. So that's the next step. Assuming we get the results we need, we'll move on to... James! Stop! I need to finish these notes. We'll move on to diagnosing the issues with the radiation dampeners. That should... Ow! James! Now? We really shouldn't.
Project Purity Personal Journal.
Well, here we are again. Project Purity and me. It's been close to 20 years since my last entry, as I left all of this behind to make a life for my son. We've spent that time in Vault 101, tucked away from the rest of the world. It wasn't perfect, but it was safe, and that's all I could have hoped for. Now my son is a grown man, handsome, intelligent, confident, just like his old man. And as hard as it was to admit it, he doesn't need his daddy anymore.
Project Purity Personal Journal, Entry 1.
So, here I am, back where it all began. Project Purity. God, we wanted to change the world. We really thought the waters of life could be a reality. And that's why this is a momentous occasion. Because even after 19 years, I still believe it. Project Purity can and will be operational. This is just the beginning.
Project Purity Personal Journal, Entry 2.
This is day 2 of my attempt to resurrect this project. I've got one of the portable fusion generators up and running, but it's just enough to power the emergency lighting and a couple of other systems. That will serve for now, but I'll need help powering up the mainframe. I'm to visit Madison at Rivet City.
Project Purity Personal Journal, Entry 3.
I spoke with Dr. Lee, Madison, at Rivet City. It went about as well as I expected. That is to say, she thinks I'm completely mad. How can I blame her? She's got her own life, her own team, and is making real, tangible scientific progress. Here I come again, a very paragon of failure and false promises. But the reality is, I need Madison and whatever scientific team she may have assembled. I can't do this myself. Project Purity is bigger than me. It always was. And without Catherine, God, I can't let this die. Not again. Not like this.
Alright. Well, we know he was here. Let's head up to the rotunda. Perhaps there are more journals to be had there. Couple more mutants at least. That's always fun to see. Auxiliary filtration input. Head in there in a sec. Let's deal with the mutants first. Yes, the other one's on the upper level. Can just see the statue of Thomas Jefferson there inside the center. Well, you can see it there at the bottom anyway. It's pretty hard to make out here at the top, as I recall. It's an overlord, because of course it is. It's alright. We are prepared. Oh! It finally worked! One hit kill. Always. That's the way to do it, friends. I don't know why it never let me do that before. Anyway, there's Thomas Jefferson. You can sort of see him. Main reason to come up here is that here you can find Project Purity personal journal entries 5, 8, and 10.
Even in Vault 101, my work on Project Purity never really stopped. Soon after we arrived, my nightly routine included sneaking into the restricted areas, searching for, I don't know, whatever I could find. It was a Vault-Tec facility after all. The place was built with some of the most advanced technology this country had ever developed. Those excursions never turned up anything particularly useful. So, one night, after a bottle of scotch, I broke into the overseer's office. It was easy enough to hack his console, gain access to the restricted files. Most of it was garbage. Propaganda, spy reports, just plain rambling bullshit, really. But there was one thing, one name that stood out amongst all the others. Dr. Stanislaus Braun. I knew of Braun's work, of course. He was a celebrity in his day, Vault-Tec's sorcerous scientist, leaving his peers in awe of his technological wizardry. But it was in Vault 101 that night in the overseer's office I first learned of Braun's involvement in Vault-Tec's Social Preservation Program and his work on something called GECK, the Garden of Eden Creation Kit.
Entry 8.
To be honest, the GECK sounded like pure fantasy, even for someone of Braun's capabilities. It was nothing short of a miracle. A terraforming module capable of producing life from complete lifelessness. But not only was this thing a reality, it was actually distributed to several vaults to be used after an atomic war. Vault 101 was, sadly, not on that list. I did some digging and discovered Braun's name on the reservation list for a Vault 112. I'm no slouch, but this man, he could have easily succeeded where I failed. Does his collected knowledge remain within the halls of Vault 112? Journals, holotapes, computer records, maybe even experiments. If I could gain access to just a fraction of Braun's genius, Project Purity would become a reality.
Entry 10.
I'm off to Vault 112 to search for anything of Braun's that might help me get this purifier up and running. All I know is that it's west of some place called Evergreen Mills, and it's well hidden in some sort of garage. But I'll find it. I have to. It's so close. But that's the story of Project Purity, isn't it? An eternity of almost theirs. Let's see if Braun has the missing puzzle piece.
That should update our quest. Yeah, there it is. Oh yes, search Dad's holotapes for clues to his location, listen to Dad's personal journal entry 10, gain access to Vault 112. And that is where we're going to leave this installment. Of course, we'll go offload and refresh our well-rested bonus. Evergreen Mills has most likely repopulated by now, so we won't go directly there. We will instead head to Jury Street Metro Station, which will, as is our forte, allow us to do some exploration on our way out to Vault 112. There's some nice side areas in this area, this zone of map we haven't been through. It can be quite nice to explore. Highly profitable diversions, so to speak.
And now, some music.
For now, I can't believe I actually was able to reverse pickpocket Super Mutant Overlords all that time. You saw me, I tried and tried and tried. I don't know why it didn't work, but oh well, I know what I'm doing from now on. That is even cleaner than, what am I trying to say? That's even cleaner than Paralyzing Palm. Purified water, scrap metal, I'll go in there. Fix damage, limb damage, rad damage, get well rested. Let's go visit Doc Hoff, offload some stuff.
Looking for that special something? Tell me what you need, and maybe I've got your fit. Give me a shout if you...
And let's fast travel to Jury Street Metro. That'll be the starting point for our next installment. Alright everybody, this has been Let's Play Fallout 3. It was a pretty long installment wherein we explored Rivet City, we turned in all of the quests, we completed the quests that still needed work, we started a couple more, and we finally, well, we've had several leads, but we finally actually found evidence of what Dad's been up to. Next time, we're going to head to Vault 112 and look for him, with, of course, some side exploration on the way. Until then, thank you very much for watching, and have a fantastic evening.